Don't forget make your payment for CCNA2 for those who didn't do, because CPUT Finance will send the details to Vol. And, if you see that you have been removed, it means you didn't pay. So please contact Von when you make your payments. Send him quickly with proof of payment for him to keep you. So today we are done with introduction to networks. So we'll go to routing, switching and routing. Okay, let's check. So basic device configuration. It's something we did already. Let me close this two. Then I'll check CCN1 is here. Go to CCNA2 and PowerPoint. So let's go quickly through chapter 1. It's something we did already. So basic device configuration. So let me check something. Okay, so here it's normal stuff. It means when you boot up your switch, like your PC, when you power on your switch, your PC, it will start loading Windows 10 or Windows 11 until you see your desktop. So when you power on your switch or your router, it's going to check all the components if everything is fine before giving you the prompt. So the first thing first, going to check everything. We call it the post. Power on self-testing. It will check the CPU, to check everything. If all good, then it's going to check the Windows 10. So we call it iOS, the software operating system that manages the switch, the router. We're going to load it. And then, yeah, after you load it, it's going to also load what you call the startup config. Remember, when we save things, we say copy, run, start. It's going to load again the startup config. So what else? Yeah, something that you can check a bit later when you power on a switch. It will show some stuff. Okay, this one you can read, not something difficult. Okay, this one you can skip, you can do later when you do practical switch management. So we know that if you want to remotely log on your switch, you need to configure something called telnet or SSH. Then you need to configure on the switch an SVI, switch virtual interface, so that from home, you tap that IP address and you're going to get connected. So switch virtual interface is not a physical port on the switch. It's a logical port from home. If you're at office, then you use a console cable to do some quick configs, then you remove your console cable. The console cable doesn't stay, no. It's the normal cable, the straight through cable. But the console cable is used for management, quick management, and you remove it. Okay, SVI, switch SVI, I think we did it already. Consti interface, IP address, if you have the IPv4, if you have the IPv6, and no shutdown. When you finish, end, and you save. So it's something we did already. So let me allow someone in, then we continue. People are here. Okay. So quickly check that config. It's something important. Okay, after that, we so all the stuff we did in CCN1 already. Configure terminal IP default gateway. So you can also check this one, very important. You start from top. So if you work remotely and you want to log on the switch, you need to configure IP default gateway to allow you to be fully part of the company remotely. But if you're at office, it's okay, no problem. But working remotely, you need this. You see SVI, switch virtual interface. So first thing first, you need to set up an IP address. You create a VLAN name. You can type any number. You add a IP address, and it's that IP you will use to remotely log on with switch. We have some packet tracer that will be doing for that. When you configure the IP to access remotely, you also need to configure the default gateway. So you can also check this. Okay. So to verify interfaces, as you know, show IP interface brief until list all the IPs that you configured. So because for now we did configure the VLAN interface, so it will show here VLAN. This is the IP address we configured. If you configure IPv4, it will show IPv4. It want to view for IPv6. So if you type show IP interface, so IP only, it means it's IPv4. But down here, you see, show IPv6 interface brief, it will display for IPv6 if you did configure. So let's come back. So these two configs, you did here quantity, interface, IP address, IPv4, IPv6. And if you want to check, show IPv6 interface, you'll see them here, IPv4 and IPv6. So we have a lab that will be doing also. Okay, duplex and all this stuff you don't need. To date, all devices are on full duplex. But if yourself you want to manually change, if you want to, you go to that interface and duplex full, you add the speed according to uh, the instructions. We'll give you the details. If it asks you to do so, then you go to an interface. Full duplex is always at an interface. You go to the interface and you put your stuff there. Any questions so far? No questions. Okay, we continue. So these are some new comments that you might use if you want to set up. Normally by default, it's full duplex already. Let me check with a packet tracer here. I open this. I open the switch. Um, enable. Show IP interface brief. And to view all my ports. So I'm going to check port F01. Show interface FA01. Press enter. So if you want to view a particular interface, show interface. If you don't know, you type show question mark You go down. There is no interface here. There is interface. You see, interface status and configuration. So we can use show interface. We go down, show, or if you want to view all command starting with I for interface, you tap I first and question mark. Then it will list all command starting with I. You see here, it's only we have this one interface and we have IP. So these two commands start with I. So we go on top, you'll see interface and IP. Only these two commands start with I. So if you can tap show I, it will display. So I'm going to use interface, show interface, question mark. See, now you can also use interface. You can use the name of the interface. And if I tap fast interface, question mark, now the number of the name. So by my side is 01. So if you tap show IP, show interface FA01, it will display, you see, show interface. It will display all properties of that interface. And you can see here, it's already full duplex. That's why I say nowadays, all devices, all ports are by default full duplex. But if yourself, you want to make some changes, then you can do this config. You go to that interface, duplex question mark, it's going to ask you if it's full or let's do that. I go to interface FA01. Okay, because I want to configure, so conft interface FA01, press enter, duplex, question mark. You see, I have a choice between full duplex or half duplex or automatic, but it's always good to set up full duplex. You don't need to do that because by default it's full duplex. But in case you want to make some changes, remember all your ports should be the same type of duplex, full duplex, or half duplex, half duplex. If here is full duplex, here is half duplex, it won't work. We'll have collision. Okay, this one also is a feature that's already enabled that will allow you to automatically set up your cables. Show interface. I don't think that this feature is in Packet Tracer, but let me check. Let me check auto MDX. Let me check. If I type, okay, let me exit from here. Interface FA01. Auto. Now, if I want all the, it's only A in that. Yeah, that feature is not in Packet Tracer. It's in normal physical devices. But anyway, it's already set up. But in case you want to make some changes, you can do that because here the auto MDX feature is enabled by default. It allows you to adjust your type of cable in case you're not using the correct cable. But anyway, you can have a look quick. You can read this one quick, 1 minute. Okay, we continue. So, some comments to verify your configurations. Show interface, like we did, show interface FA01. It will display all features related to that interface. Show startup config, show run config, show version. So you should be able to use these comments for verification. Show MAC address table, show IP interface brief, show history. So if I tap show history, what will happen? It will display the command I used. I exit here and here and show history. If I press enter, it's going to list the command I used this morning. I did tap enable, I did tap show app interface brief, I did type show interface facility, you see. And I even tap show history, you see. So this command will list the previous command you just used. Let's tap show version. Show version. So show version, it will display, for example, if you want to view the type of Windows you are using. You press on your keyboard the Windows key and R, and you type Windows version, WinV, Windows version, WinV. You press enter, and it will show you the type of Windows you have. I have Windows 11, which version 23 H2 build. The same thing with the switch. If you tap show version, it will display the iOS, the operating system version, and any other info related to that. The switch uptime is 39 minutes. The switch is up for 39 minutes. Image file, the software of that Windows 11 is stored somewhere. We call it in the flash. This is the normal software. So that when you power on your switch, it will go there and start opening it. And it's going to open it, it's going to load it. And other information that you can check. It depends on you. What are you looking for? The model of your switch. How many ports do you have? The image or the type of Windows that we have. So there are a lot of good information when you tap show there. Show version. If you go to show flash, it's where that software is. And when you power on your router or your switch, the system will go there and open it and load it. Show there, show flash, sorry. Show flash, press enter. You see, this is the DVD of the software that is there. And the system will go there, will grab it, load it for you to use it. So show flash, it's also something important that you can use. So if you have questions anytime, just unmute yourself, tell us your name and ask your question directly. We continue. Okay, show run is to view the configs you made. So in our case here, in this configuration that was made. If you go to the privilege mode and show run or show run and config, it will show also the configuration you made. Interface VLAN 99, IPv4 address you configured, IPv6, and also the default gateway that has been configured on that switch. So check this one, very important. Okay, so if you tap show interface, a specific interface like we did, it will display a lot of information like it's up. It means this port is connected to something else, to another port on a router or other switch or a PC. The MAC address of that port and other interfaces. The bandwidth, you see full duplex, so other information. So you can also check this one, very important for troubleshooting. Okay, we continue. Okay, this one, let me show interfaces. Okay. Okay, show interface, this interface, we have full duplex and also other. Okay, this one we can do next time. So for troubleshooting, sometimes you'll see ranked. Remember, if the frame for a switch should be what? The size should not less than 64 bytes and not more than 15, 18 bytes. If it less the size or the length is less than 64, we call it errant. It means it's too small. It has collision. It's not the full frame. It was broken, so we cannot use it. If it's bigger, we call it a giant. So the switch must not. So this one, if someone says I cannot connect, you can come to that interface and check the sizes of the frames. If it's between 64 and I think we did that in CCNA1 also. So each thing in yellow will be explained. Me, I know this one because I did when I was IT support for AT&T. AT&T is like telecom from America. We are everywhere in the world. So we were supporting client ISP. So when someone complains, my internet is too slow or it keep on dropping or what, we log on remotely and we check everything here. And we could see if it's good or not. And so you have some explanation, what is round, what's giant, what is, so anything in yellow here you can get some explanation. So you can read 1 minute and we continue. Okay, so you can remember you are a network engineer. You should be able to know everything here. Job interview, we ask troubleshooting skills is very important. All these things. Okay, what else? So yeah, we're going to explain again what is rounds, what is giants, what is CRC errors. So you can check that, very important. What is collision, late collisions, and for troubleshooting, as I said, if you type show interface, is interface up? No, it means it's down. You need to switch off. You must check the cabling. If it's on, you will go through here. So very useful for troubleshooting. You can also check that. We continue. Secure remote access. Yeah, we have telnet, SSH. So telnet is a tool to remotely log on your stuff, but it's not secured. It's in clear text. Uh, some bad guys, hackers, they use some tools. They scan your traffic and we can see your password. You can see, we can see your username, admin, and we can see your password, CCNA. And the TCP port is 23 for telnet. Very important to know as a network engineer. So it's not recommended to use telnet because if hackers we grab your traffic, we could see your password. So read this one quick and we continue. Okay, the other one, the more secure one is called SSH, TCP port 22, very important to know. So the traffic is encrypted. So if someone, a hacker, grabs the traffic and he wants to view something, he won't see anything. He'll see some characters. It's encrypted. So it's a very, very recommended for remote access to use SSH. We'll do also some labs for that. Okay, to configure SSH, I think we did also in CCNA. We'll do some revisions also here. So we'll do a lab where we're going to configure SSH and we're going to test it, if it works or not. Yeah, we'll do one of these packet tracer stuff. And the same thing we do for the switch, it's the same thing for the router. The host name, the three type of password, the telnet, encrypting all your password, the banner. saving a staff copy, run start. An example of configuration. You go to the interface, you set up IPv4, IPv6, a description, no shutdown. Anytime you configure interface, no shutdown. Okay, what else? Okay, look back interface, interface look back. It's not a physical port, it's a logical one. And because it's a logical port, it never goes down. You see, it's always up. So it's useful for some specific configuration. We'll do that in CCNA3. So it's something new that we'll be using, loop by interface. So you can read here. This, so job interview, we ask you what is a loop back interface. You should be able to explain and also do the configuration. The configuration will seem like a normal interface. The only thing is it's not a physical one and can never be done. Okay, loop back interface, you should know that. And yeah, anything else, it's the same thing. Show IP interface brief, or show IPv6 interface brief, show RAN, show IP route. Show IP route, it will display the content of a router because a router route knows route, where to go, where to forward packets. So each route, each network or route is listed in a table in the router. So if you type show IP route, it will list all the networks the router knows about, or all the routes. If you want to go to China, it will tell you, okay, go to gate number 10, use China Airways. If you want to go to Europe, use that gate, take that plane. You see, he knows the routes. Yeah, so it's the same thing like we switch. So you see here, show IP route. It's going to list all the routes or all the network he knows about. So we have a code. If you see L, it's local. Local means the IP of the interface itself. If you see C, it's the network that is connected to that interface. C means connected, and this one is the network that is connected to that interface. So when you type show IP route, we'll see some codes, S for static, R. We'll do all of them in CCNA2. So have a look and you continue. Okay, we continue. Yeah, so if you see C, is it connected? So this one also important. Okay, what else we can learn? There is something new in our we show, and so when you type show something, show run or show interface, show any show, you're going to display a lot of stuff. But if you want a specific thing, it will display only that thing you want. So you can use some filters. We can use section, include, exclude, and begin. So we'll have a lab for that. I'm going to do a quick demo for you. And that's all for this chapter. Let me check. I have my packet tracer here. What is this guy? Okay, I open this guy. Press enter, enable. If I say show interface, okay, let's say show IP interface brief. So it will display all this stuff. Now, if I want him to display only the 01, so I want to filter which interface start with 01. Show IP interface brief, pipe. It means I'm going to filter. If I type question mark, I have a choice between begin, exclude, include, and section. So please read this one, very important. Okay, so this is a new comment. So for us, let's try include. So include, for example, 01, and we press enter. No. So you see, after the pipe, you cannot type any, you must choose between these things. So I'm going to say include. So I remove that. I tap include, question mark. You can tap something, a line or something. You must tap something. So I say include 01. I press enter. So the problem is it has filtered my stuff, but because I said 0/1, it's going to display everything. You see, we have 0/1 here. So it's going to display all these. So if you want to view this one and this one only, you need to find something else. But at least we can see that we did filter. It didn't display all the whole book here. You see. So now I have fast Ethernet. I have fast Ethernet and I have gig Ethernet. I want to display only this gig Ethernet. I press enter. Include gig. I can say gig, and I press enter. There is no gig. Let me giga. Nothing also. Let me giga bit. Yeah, okay. So he didn't understand gig. He didn't understand giga, but if you go a bit further, then he will understand and display. You see. So there's a new tool that we'll be using, how to filter a show display. What is that thing again? And to filter. Yeah, filter. So down here, it's something you should be know. So please check this 1 minute quick and we continue. From here. Okay, so CCNA2, we're going to go deeper. We're going to do a lot of configurations. CCNA1 is to prepare you. That's why it was introduction to networking. So now we're going to, so if you're struggling with CCNA1, I don't know how you're going to make for CCNA2. But if you study, you keep on pushing, minimum 2 hours per day, it will be okay. So that's all for this chapter. It was some revisions for what? Let me go back to my stuff here. Basic device configuration. Let me check chapter 2 if it's short. If it's too long, we'll do it on Monday afternoon, Monday 6 p.m. Let me check. But this one also we did in CCNA1. MAC address, forwarding method. So when a switch receives a frame, it can do a full check from A to Z, and if all good, it will forward your frame. Else, then we call it stored and forward switching. Receive the entire frame to ensure the frame is valid. Else, cut through switching, forward the frame immediately after determining the destination MAC address. Doesn't check everything, destination go, but store and forward, it will check the entire frame. We did that in CCNA1 already. Uh, full duplex, half duplex. Nowadays, everything is in full duplex. Yeah, this started with nothing there, just some revisions. You can check that. Yeah, so you can check chapter 1, chapter 2, and on Monday, 6 p.m. or 5:30, we'll do VLAN. VLAN is how to secure the switch. It's a quick one, a short one also, that we'll be explaining. Let me check. Yeah, it's on Wednesday. Monday. Yeah, Monday we'll do that. It's a security feature. That's all, nothing else. Very simple to configure. So for that, we'll check that we have uh, Control V, Control F, VLAN, VLAN. Yeah, yep, yeah. Oh, 1 second. Uh, VLAN, this one is chapter. No, this one is not CCNA1, CCNA2. I go to CCNA2 notes, yeah. Yeah, so what we'll do on Monday, we'll see that what is a VLAN definition, what are the 5 types of VLAN, how to do a basic config for a VLAN, what is VLAN trunk, uh, and what is DTP, dynamic trunking protocol. It's like you have a automatic car. We have a manual gear and automatic. So this one is automatic. It will set up everything nicely for you. But it can be dangerous because you might be not aware of what has been done in the background. It's good to do manually. So we'll check the definition of VLAN, the 5 types. We have default VLAN, data, VLAN, native, management, voice. We'll do a basic configuration, very simple. And yeah, it's very simple, not difficult. Okay, that's all. Okay, let us stop for today and start enjoying your weekend. And we'll be meeting Monday, 5:30 or 6. Let us make it 5:30. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Okay, if you go in your NetAcad, do you have switching? Your first exam is after chapter 4. So Monday we do chapter 3. Wednesday we do chapter 4. Saturday next week we go at CPUT and to do some labs for that. And you should be able to start your first exam. And next week, the following week, we'll continue with. Okay, guys, thank you very much for today and have a good weekend. See you next time.